In the previous lesson, we stylized a basic web page, and quite frankly, it's looking pretty good. But I want to go beyond what the page properties panel gives me, and I want really sort of extreme control over my content and how all of my content looks. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to use cascading style sheets, or CSS as it's known. What are cascading style sheets? Well, they are basically a style sheet language that is used to describe the design of an HTML document. Okay, so it describes the design. In that CSS, you can control all visual aspects of the content, so whether it's fonts, the colors, the layout, position of things. It's quite robust what it can do, but it goes beyond just that. What you can also do with that CSS is you can separate it from the content of your page, and that is really handy because you can actually work on the design, the CSS, without messing with any of the content that might be on that page. And this CSS might sort of live at the top of an HTML page, really nice and easy to edit because it's all in one place. Or it could be in a separate file altogether, a separate CSS file, which is really powerful because what you can do with that CSS file is have other HTML pages linked to it. So all of these HTML pages can share that same CSS file, which means you're going to have consistency with look. It's not only going to keep it consistent, but it's going to be easier to update because you only have to update the design from one file. And ultimately that's going to lead to smaller file size since you only have a reference for the design in one location. But to break it down a little further, if we take a look at a CSS rule, for instance, a CSS rule basically consists of a selector and a declaration. So in this case, you might have a paragraph tag, and you could have CSS that redefines that paragraph tag or declares different properties for this paragraph tag, making the text red, maybe giving it a different font as well. But just a simple example of controlling that. But again, the nice thing is that CSS is separate from the actual content. And again, the great thing is that Dreamweaver makes controlling this CSS pretty darn easy through various dialog boxes.